people them. It's the OutLIer B. I'm right back about you cats with another video. It's Thursday. How y'all feeling, man? Thursday, how y'all feeling? I'm feeling good. Got me another great night of sleep. My brother woke up early again. A little bit after 1:30 today, like maybe 1:45, 1:50. Got up, made me a cup of coffee, thought a little bit about this, thought a little bit about that, hopped in that shower. I scrubbed and exfoliated my body, ironed, put on some clean clothes, threw on some cologne, some deodorant, prepared for the world, ready for another day of service, man. And it feels good, yo. It definitely feels good. Didn't drink last night. My stomach isn't feeling bad today. So everything is jumping off to a good start. I know yesterday I told you cats that I was gonna get into a little bit about finance. And my little thoughts on finance. A couple of little tweaks I made that basically saved me a lot of money. And we are all adults over here, all adults. And one thing adults don't do is speak about how much money they working with. And we're not gonna do that here. We're not gonna do that here. It's just not a professional thing to do. I tell you, one of the things that is a red flag to me that tell me the person or the individual not really doing what they really say is when they start really speaking about financial numbers. You know, I just noticed in my life that some people who do know how much I make, they feel some type of way about it. And sometimes they do not look at you the same exact way. So sometimes you just keep how much you make away from people, yo. It's just, unfortunately, that's the way things are, yo. You know? And we got 13 people on that check-in. I need y'all to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Let me know where y'all coming in from. Let me know what time it is, where you guys are. And let me know what you got planned for the day. Because it's Thursday, y'all. And it seemed like just yesterday, it was Monday. And if you ain't got them arrows pointing in the right direction, my people, you're wasting time. And as we get older, we realize all we got is time, y'all. All we really have is time. So let me tell y'all how I think about money, right? Now, I make okay money, man. You know what I mean? I make okay money. I would say that I'm in the top 10 percentile of earners in America. So if we were to look at it, let's say you got 10 people together. 100 people together. Chances are I'll make more money than 90 of those people. And it'll be like 10 people where we're on the same level. Some of them make more than me. It is what it is. So I look at that percentile and I look at my life, right? And I look at my life and I call myself an intelligent person, but how do you call yourself an intelligent person when you don't have anything to show for this world? You feel me? You know, 46 years old, you 35, you could be 40. But if, you know, you call yourself smart, but you don't have anything to show for all these smarts and what you think you have, then basically it's just mental masturbation, you know, mental masturbation. So you got some people who will come up here and will tell you all the facts in the world. They could break this down, break that down, but they ain't figure out how to make money, you know? And I started thinking about that. And I'm like, yo, I got to use my brains to make a little bit of money, man. You know what I mean? So I started to think about that. I will say that my father actually set me up for this early because he has a master's in computer science. So when I was leaving high school, I didn't even really know what the hell computer programming was. Yeah, because this was back in 1998. But my father had the foresight And he was like, yo, this is what I do. This is, if you don't know, go to school for this. Go to school for this. So that's what I went to school for. And that's what I learned. And fortunately, it happened to be a field which actually pays pretty good money. And that's what's up. But I did an overview of the things I was spending my money on, because it don't matter how much money you make. My father was a teacher. He didn't really make a lot of money, but he always had money because he knew how to spend his money. He knew where to put his money, and he was a great investor, a great saver, and he was just real responsible with his money, you know? So he always told me that, like, yo, stop spending your money. You may look like you have, you're making good money, but if you ain't got nothing to show for it, how smart are you really? And also, like, what are you doing, son? You just sitting around spending everything that you get. The more you make, the more you spend. That ain't cool. So, yeah, I know I like to look at numbers. One of the things I did was I downloaded my bank statement, right? Downloaded my bank statements for about 6 months. So on those bank statements, you can see everything that you spend money on, y'all. Every single thing that you can spend money on, kid. We got somebody on the check-in. My boy Real V, 3MP. Say hi, what's going on, my brother? Where you checking in from? Where you coming in from? And we got 22 people on that check-in. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We got somebody on the check-in. Victorian said, bro, aim from Brazil, need coyote. Okay, I'm from Brazil, need coyote. Okay, what up? For my people in Brazil, what up? Never been to Brazil, but that's a place I definitely want to go. Somebody, Epic MS Dole said, best to spend it before you lose it though. Facts. I agree. You see, that is something, that's a great comment that you said, man. Great comment that you said. And, you're doing something very, very, very important, man. You touch on something very important. How much do you spend and how much do you save? I think you got some people who never spend money. Like, they make money and they're tight with it, yo. And like you said, it's like, all right, what's the point of you making that money? You could die tomorrow. And you saving for tomorrow that may never come. But at the same time, what if you do live for 20-something years and you spending all your money like you don't have time? Then, you're going to see that, okay, I've been making this money for 10 years and never put nothing away. So I believe the correct formula is based on you. For me, I like to have stuff and I do like to spend my time. So, I definitely need a bank account. Definitely need some money up in my bank account. Definitely need to save some of what I'm making. So we got Kania's daughter asks her, where you headed? I'm headed on my way to work. My sister headed on my way to work. Gotta go catch the train. We in Long Island right now, Nassau County. This is a suburb of New York City. It takes me about 45 minutes to get to Jamaica, Queens. It'll take me like maybe an hour to get to Penn Station out there in Manhattan. So we're very, very close. Very close. And my boy Epic came back on and said, time is the currency. Facts. He is 100%. Time is definitely your currency. I 100% agree about that. That is one of the things that I preach on this podcast. That time is definitely of essence. Time is definitely of essence. We got Victoria. She said, it's not a good idea to walk around with the phone in your hand late at night around here. Where you at, Victoria? Where you at? What city, what state you live in? Or if you're not from America, what country you live in? What country you live in? Let me know how it is out there where you at, man. Let me know how it is where you at. So yeah, I start looking and I'm like, yo, if I call myself an intelligent person, man, why I ain't got no money in my bank account, bro? You know what I mean? You don't got enough money to really cover something big that comes up. So I took a deep dive into where I'm spending a lot of my money. And this is a trap, y'all. I'm about to tell y'all a big trap. You know, we're gonna bring up two things here. We're gonna bring up two things. So, oh, okay. Victoria says she live in Brazil. Yeah, I hear Brazil is crazy, man. I had a friend who went over there to visit Brazil. And he said he was having a dinner, him and his wife. And the dude, it was kind of like outside at one of those spots, a restaurant outside. And they was eating outside. They said the dude just walked up to them, grabbed their food, and walked off. And he was like, the restaurant understood, and they gave him a whole nother plate. But that is crazy, yo. He said Latin America is crazy. That's facts, kid. That's facts. You know, it's different than out here. You know, people don't really do stuff like that out here. You do have people who will rob you. They'll set you up. I'm sure you see those things going on in the news all the time. People will do that, but it ain't as blatant, I'm sure, as it is in a place like Brazil. You feel me? Somebody said Latin America is crazy. Somebody said, are you going to watch the new Paw Patrol movie? Paw Patrol. I never saw none of the Paw Patrols. I be seeing them on YouTube and stuff, but I never really watched one of them. Are they good? Are they good? We got Victoria again said, you have Glock G16 extended magazine switch. Nah, I'm sure you probably need it out there, man. I'm sure you probably need it out there. But these streets out here ain't really like a war out there like that. I'm sure some neighborhoods are, but they got like gang wars going on, but it's not really a gang town like that. Of course, we have that factor, but I stay away from that type of stuff, man. Or I try to stay away from that type of stuff, you feel me? We got somebody on the check-in, Kevin, said hello from Seattle. What up? My boy Kev in Seattle. What's going on, man? How they do out there in Seattle, kid? That's a place where I really, really, really wanted to go, to Seattle. I hear that Seattle was very cool. Never been out there. Never been out there. One of the YouTubers that I watch, I think she out there close to Seattle. And she put up videos and show how it is out there. And it's one of those places I want to go. Definitely one of those places I want to go, to Seattle. I was looking at the weather out there in Seattle. It's so funny. I really was just looking at the weather out there. And I'm looking at your summers, and I see they stay mild, not a lot of humidity, and the winters don't get bad. You know, out here in New York, we get it crazy, man. We get very, very, very humid summers sometimes. So this summer, we had some very humid days where it seemed like it's over 100. Then, when the winter came, we had blizzards, 23 feet of snow. 23 feet, I'm bugging. 23 inches of snow. Like, New York is really like, we have extremes, you know? Definitely have extremes. So Kevin came in and said, we're doing good, and you're always welcome. And they said, it's beautiful here. Thanks, man. Thanks, definitely. I do want to go to Seattle, yo. Y'all be thinking I'm playing, but I'm dead serious, yo. Because I say I want to go to so many places. But I do, son. You know, we've been hitting up these East Coast cities. I told y'all Baltimore is going to be my next place that I go to. Definitely going to take a few days out there in Baltimore, but we just came back from Philly. We went to Boston. We went to Rhode Island, Providence. I went to, where else? A few places. So B-more is definitely the next place we going to. Then I might hit D.C., Richmond, Virginia is one of them places I want to go to. Richmond, I just said that. It's definitely a place I want to go to. Ocean City is a place I want to go to. My family, I got a cousin who's having a little get-together out there in Atlantic City next month. So we all got our hotel rooms, and we're going to go hang out there in Atlantic City for a couple days next month, you did? Somebody asked me, what do I do for work? I work for, basically I'm an analyst. I ain't gonna tell you the company I work for, but I'm an analyst, basically. I look at data, I create charts, graphs, present it to, the VP, present it to the other directors and other departments, and then, we make decisions based on some of this information. We actually just had a meeting yesterday, and it was cool, man. Definitely real cool, speaking numbers with people. Somebody said, what is the city? What what's the nearest city in Nassau County? What is the nearest city in Nassau County? Well, this is what it is. Nassau County, like we live on Suffolk, my bad, I'm bugging. Long Island, right? Long Island is broken up into two counties. You got Nassau County, which is the closest to Queens and New York City, which is where I live in Nassau County. So you have some places like Elmont, Valley Stream, Floral Park. These areas where you can have 1 foot in Nassau County and then 1 foot in Queens. So that's how close we are to New York City. Then you have Suffolk County, and Suffolk County is further out east. You have places in Suffolk County that's actually closer to Connecticut than they are to New York City. That's how crazy Long Island is. So if you go on the map, you'll look at Long Island, and it's separated by two counties, Nassau County, Suffolk County. You have different villages and different towns within Nassau County and Suffolk County. And we are a suburb of New York City, so we're very, very, very close. Somebody said, I see Brooklyn, Queens are on Long Island. Facts. They're on the same landmass. Brooklyn and Queens are on the same landmass. This is why you got to take a bridge to get to money-making Manhattan in the Bronx. To the Bronx and Manhattan, you got to take a bridge to get out there from Long Island, y'all. You got to take a bridge to get out there from Long Island. But it's, that truly isn't too far, too. It truly isn't too far. We're really like brothers and sisters, man. You feel me? Like, we really like brothers and sisters. That's how close Nassau County and Long Island is to New York City. You feel me? But that's how it work out here. Definitely how it works out here. So let me tell y'all about my two little hacks about work and about managing money and how it's actually helping me, man. The first thing I like to eat, Staten Island is the last borough. Facts, the last borough, Staten Island. Staten Island is very close to Jersey. Staten Island and Jersey are very close, y'all. It's another bridge that you take to get to Jersey. But Staten Island is right there, yo. You know what I mean? Staten Island is right there, So, yeah. Y'all know I like those little pistachios. I eat pistachios every day. And I usually buy 2 packs. I buy 1 pack to eat in the morning, and then another pack I eat during lunchtime. But I add some watermelon and bananas, things like that onto it. I get me like a nice little turkey wrap or a little sandwich, turkey and cheese, things like that. But the store that I was going to, the individual pistachios was $6 for one. So I was paying $12 a day just to eat 2 packs of pistachios. But at 7-Eleven, the spot I'm going to, they got a deal, man. They got them 2 for $5s, my people, 2 for $5s. So the same exact sizes and the same exact packs that I buy from the other store, at 7-Eleven, I'm getting 2 for $5s, man. So just on that alone, I'm saving what? 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, $8 a day, right? $8 a day, just on that. Then with my coffee, instead of buying a coffee out, I really developed the method of, just because my body could take it, that don't mean I need it. You feel me? So I stopped buying coffees and teas out, and that alone saved me $6. So right now we talking every single day, we got the 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. We got $8 saved a day on them pistachios. And then with the coffee, we saving $6. So that's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, $14 a day saved just by doing that. You multiply that by 5 days, now we talking about $60. By 2 weeks, that's $120. A month, that's $240. That's $240 right there back into your pockets just by not buying tea and coffee outside and by switching up where you get your pistachios from. Next, them goddamn payday loans, man. Y'all ever do those? Like Earning, Dave. Listen, man, I was doing all of them joints. So you get $800 for Earning. For Dave, you get about 4. And then I was using another app where you get about 3. So let's say you maxing all those out. That's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, $1,400, yo, every 2 weeks. $1,400 of what you know what I mean, of $1,400 coming straight out of your check that you don't even see. That's before rent. That's before your bills, before everything. So you put that together, man. Now we talking $2,800, son. $2,800 just to pay back you borrowing money from these crazy ass places, man. You know what I mean? So we got Lamar said, and brother, drop where you at. You crazy, man. I ain't dropping where I'm at. I ain't trying to have y'all young dudes pull up on me. I ain't trying to have y'all pull up on me, man. You know what I mean? But doing that alone, man, that's $2,800 every single month coming off top, son. Before you even pay rent, before you pay your bills, you doing yourself a disservice messing with them joints, man. You know? But we'll talk more about that tomorrow. I got to run. We here at the 7-Eleven. I'm about to go get them 2 for $5s. I got them 2 for $5s. The 2 for $5s. Y'all remember 2 for $5s? But I'm about to go cop a 2 for $5. I'll see y'all later, man. See y'all tomorrow. Peace.